Hello, my name is Cody Borneman, and to start off this psychological analysis of the movie Hoosiers, I would like to provide a brief summary of the movie. Now, in the movie Hoosiers, a former college coach gets hired on as the new head basketball coach in the small Indiana town of Hickory. Coach Norman Dale has just gotten out of the Navy and has not coached basketball in 12 years. This raises some concern in the small town folk of Hickory as the whole team revolves around the success of the high school basketball team. What the town doesn't know is that 12 years earlier, Coach Dale left his former college position due to the fact that he struck one of his players. So Coach Dale has been given a second chance in the position of the Hickory High School basketball coach. The townspeople, and particularly the fathers of the players on the team, don't really trust Coach Dale, and they don't like his methods. Coach Dale brings an art of discipline to the team that the boys haven't necessarily had, and at first they don't really buy into his system. This causes the team to struggle at first by losing their first few games, which in turn makes the town hate the coach even more. He also allows the town drunk named Shooter a position as his assistant coach due to his profound scouting knowledge of the game. This also causes problems within the team because Shooter is an alcoholic and he's also a father of one of the players on the team. Now, at a town meeting where they are making the decision to fire Coach Dale, the team's former star Jimmy, who had decided not to play this year due to some family issues, decides to take the stand and defend Coach Dale by announcing that he'll play if Coach Dale can stay. So with the whole town against him, Coach Norman Dale brings this group of teenage boys together, gets the team's former star Jimmy to want to play again, gives Shooter, the town alcoholic, a chance to change his life around, and brings the whole town together to win the Indiana High School Basketball State Championship. Now in this analysis of Hoosiers, we will be talking about two specific sports psychology areas: group cohesion and team dynamics. First to speak will be Jordan Davis, and she will discuss how group cohesion is relevant to the movie Hoosiers.
Hi, my name is Jordan Davis, and we're going to discuss team or group cohesion and its presence in the film The Hoosiers. First, I'll explain a specific situation that is a gateway for many connections relating to cohesion. Coach Dale's first practice, Buddy Walker gets kicked out for not paying attention to the coach and talking while the coach was talking. Whit Butcher also walked out with Buddy Walker in support of Buddy. So this shows a lack of desire to be involved in group activities by Buddy and Whit, which directly connects to the attractiveness of the group as a factor to cohesion. It is also evidence that in the very beginning of the season, the group was less than cohesive. Next situation, Coach Dale focused the first practice on fundamentals. He did not allow for any shooting whatsoever. This displeased the 5 players that he had left after Buddy and Whit had walked out. Although the 5 players were displeased, they stayed and worked hard at that first practice. Now, regarding the environmental factor that affects the development of cohesion, Coach Dale was arguably lucky. I say this because high school teams are more cohesive than collegiate teams, and being that the Hoosiers were a high school team, he had that going for him as he was coaching them. Also, the size of the group being an environmental factor, Coach Dale again lucked out because smaller group sizes tend to be more cohesive due to the opportunity increase in social interaction. Regarding the personal factor that affects the development of cohesion, we will focus on demographics. The team consisted of high school males about the same age living in a town with a passion for basketball, as most of Indiana did. This helped affect group cohesion because the aspiration, commitment, and expectations of the players made them very similar in collection with their age, gender, and interests. Introducing the leadership factor, Coach Dale understood that those 5 players did not want to go back to square one by practicing fundamentals, but he did a good job of providing them with clear and concise communication behind the importance of practicing those fundamentals and explaining how it will help towards the team's goals and individual goals down the line. Finally, relating the situation to team factors and affecting the development of cohesion, in that first practice alone, all 5 players shared experience in successes and failures of drills and fundamentals. Being that it was one practice, this did not have an overnight effect on the group's cohesion, but it too got the ball rolling on positive improvements of the Hoosiers' cohesion. Fast forward to Game 1, Witt has apologized and has been brought back onto the team. Coach Dale tells his players they must make 4 passes before shooting the ball during every offensive attempt. He continued to repeat this at the sideline to his players when they got on offense. The team wasn't upholding the expectations that they had for themselves, the community had for them, and specifically their fathers had for them and their team. Ray then disobeyed Coach Dale and continued to take shots without passing 4 times before he shot. Coach Dale pulled him to sit on the bench. Another player fouled out, but Coach Dale would not let Ray to sub in, playing 4-on-5 for the remainder of the game. The behavior attribute of the personal factor was present as Ray was pressured by the social loafing of the fans, fathers, and his own expectations. In turn, he selfishly disobeyed Coach Dale, which made the team suffer as they had to play the rest of the game with 4 players against 5. In the locker room, Ray's teammates made it known they didn't appreciate his actions and asked that he listen to the coach. Together, they again shared failure and successes, which ultimately helped unify the team. Ray partook in conformity as throughout the rest of the movie after Game 1, he did what Coach Dale asked of him and the team. This allowed for improvement in group productivity norms and allowed the players to work hard together for the Hoosiers' shared common goal and desired team success. That common goal was to win the state championship, as they did with the help of the group's cohesion. Next, Hannah will introduce team dynamics.
I'm Hannah Prusha, and the second topic we chose was group and team dynamics. We know the Hoosiers are a team, and this topic just helps us show how. The message being sent in terms of this topic was, what makes up a team can either make or break them. They'll either lose every single game or win the state finals like the Hoosiers did. The things that come with being a team are seen in this movie. The Hoosiers learned what it takes to be a good team throughout the movie. They had some obstacles, but overcame them. The Hoosiers are a team and not a group because they didn't get to choose each other. They're just a school basketball team with a common goal. The Hoosiers go through the linear perspective as they try to build their team up. The first phase is forming. This is when they have a new coach, they're coming together, getting to know each other, but they don't have their star player. It's new. The second phase is storming. Some of the boys rebel against the new coach, his rules, and his coaching style. The team runs into some obstacles and falls apart a little. The third phase is norming. The Hoosiers have now become a solid team, start playing as one, and winning. The final phase of the linear perspective is performing. This is when they have channeled all their team energy together and they finally win state final. The roles on teams is seen a lot throughout the movie. Jimmy, the star player, has an informal role of best player and leader. He wasn't appointed that role, which makes it informal. Maybe it was a formal role in past seasons and he was voted that by his fellow teammates. Maybe that's why the town sees him as such a star. Role clarity and acceptance is also important of group and team dynamics. Jimmy didn't accept his role as team captain or leader because apparently he didn't see it as important. If he did accept it, he would have been on the team from the start. The non-acceptance led to town and team doubt of the upcoming season. The Hoosiers also had group norms that they followed and that their coach put into place. Some of the norms were attending class regularly and showing respect at all times. To be a good team, you have to have an effective team climate. Coach Dale created this by showing a lot of fairness. One of the players early in the season got frustrated, did not listen to the coach, so he was benched. He argued because he didn't think it was fair. Later in the season, mid-season, it happened again, but this time when the kid was benched, he didn't argue because he knew that it was fair to his team. The team also had social support and showed respect to each other. There was the usual proximity, distinctiveness, similarity, and independence that comes with any basketball team too. Cooperation is important on any team. The more cooperation needed and interaction in a task, the more the importance of individual ability decreases while group productivity increases. This shows that for a basketball team, individual skill and performance is not the most important thing. Cooperation is important for success. Lastly, Coach Dale gives and shows a lot of value. Value is given to each member's contribution. An example of this is that there's a boy on the team that doesn't play that much, but when that boy goes in, he's valued just as much as everyone else on the team.
Now, for this part of the presentation, I'm going to imagine that I am a high school basketball coach and explain how I could use the movie Hoosiers to assist me in incorporating group cohesion within my own team. For the sake of this example, I am a high school basketball coach, which means I'll be dealing with student athletes around the ages of 16 to 18. Now, as a high school basketball coach, there are a few things I think Coach Normandale does very well in bringing his team in the movie Hoosiers together. The fact that he does it with a group of boys that he's never coached before makes it all that much better. The general answer to how he did it was that he develops a great status of group cohesion within the team. Now, what I could take away from Coach Dale in the movie and use in my own coaching practices is a few things. Number one, he lets his team know that he is behind them 100%. There is a scene in the movie where the high school is having a pep rally and everyone in the stands is complaining that Jimmy, the team town star, is not playing. What Coach Dale does is he takes the microphone and responds with, "I would hope you would support who we are, not who we are not. These 6 individuals have made a choice to work, a choice to sacrifice, and to put themselves on the line 23 nights for the next 4 months to represent you, this high school. That kind of commitment and effort deserves and demands your respect." The fact that he did this in front of the whole school shows the group of boys that their coach cares about them and that he's behind them 100%. Now, ways I could implement this in my own practices would maybe not necessarily be in the same way, because the fact that that situation would happen to myself may not be likely. But what I need to do is show them with my own actions that I have their backs. I could do this within my own coaching actions, within practice, within school, or perhaps I could have team or individualized meetings with my players where they can tell me anything that's troubling them on or off the court. And second thing that Coach Dale does is he lays down the law right from the beginning of his first practice session. Not only that, but he stands behind what he says throughout the whole movie. The way that I can implement this is simply to do the exact same thing. Stand behind my team rules, that'll help me set team norms and team roles within my team. This will provide fairness among team members to show them that no player is above anyone else and they're all created equally within the team. And this will also help to encourage a team identity to form within the team itself. Now, I would like to thank all of you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our psychological analysis of Hoosiers.